Hey guys, ClipArden.com, and of course the House of Biceps. I am here at the House of Biceps. I'm having a lot of people lately write in, ask me questions through ClipArden.com, comments on the YouTubes, clients, people on the Facebooks. People are having issues deadlifting, whether it's an injury, whether it's tendonitis, whether it's problem with their fingers, injuries, whatever it might be. I'm having different people having difficulties getting deadlifts in for one reason or another, yet they still need to work on their deadlift, and they're asking me, Clint, what can I do? Well, you know, guys, that is one of the beauties when it comes to doing good mornings, especially chain suspended good mornings. I usually do a lot of free good mornings whenever I'm trying to work on my squat. When I'm trying to work on my deadlift, I do a whole lot of chain suspended good mornings. Now, the general rule for chain suspended good mornings, I'll link a video of me showing you how to measure for that down below. So check out the link down below that shows you how to measure for good mornings. As a general rough rule, anywhere around your belly button is fine. You can always go a little higher. I would suggest going just a little higher, ½ inch or an inch higher than your belly button before I would ever suggest going lower than your belly button. Now, I have these set up considerably higher. My belly button is somewhere around right here. You can see where I have this bar set up a little bit higher than that. My main concern right now is not to have a big deadlift. My main concern is for me to work on my clean and my snatch. So if you're having difficulties with your deadlift, especially you're one of my clients who's having difficulties from the bottom, you're having technical difficulties, you're having troubles with your arch, don't worry about starting out really, really low on these. Pick a point that's high, pick a spot where you can maintain a hard arch in your back, and then slowly over a few weeks, you can work your way down. Now, if you're having problems, whether it's a finger, whether it's a wrist, whether it's a bicep, whether it's a shoulder, no matter what it might be, don't kill yourself working on trying to get your hands around the bar, anywhere on the bar, even if you're using the pinkies under or several fingers under to take more and more stress off your shoulders, off your wrists, and off your elbows. Don't worry about that. That's not what we're looking for here. We're looking for positioning. We're looking for strengthening your hamstrings. We're looking at strengthening your lower back. We're looking at getting you stronger off the floor. I've got straps hanging here from the bar. I highly suggest the strap bar. My SS yoke bar from EliteFTS.com is on the way. UPS, come on, get it here. So how do we train this? Do we do sets of 10? Do we do sets of 1? Do we do short rest periods, long rest periods, max effort, dynamic effort? What do we do? So there are a lot of things you can do. I'm just having fun today. I wasn't really sure what I was going to be able to do, so I did the bar for 5. I did a plate on each side for 5, 2 plates for 3, 3 plates for 2, and then from there I began adding bands, and then I finished up with some chains, always doing sets of 2. I think I may have only done a single in the last one because it was really, really freaking heavy. So, you can keep your... There's a lot of rules. You can, use the basic general rules. You're one of my clients and you want to try this, let me know. We'll put you on a basic plan. We can do this instead of speed deadlifts. We can do this as a max effort exercise and doing sets of 2, sets of 3. We can work out the percentages. It doesn't need to be hard. It doesn't need to be heavy. You need to learn how to use your abs to come off the hole, to be able to sit back, to have that arch in your back without cheating. You can have a little bit of knee bend just like the deadlift. We can figure out a way to make this exercise work for you if you want to try it, especially if you want to do it on 2-week variations with a max effort cycle. Okay, this can be done semi-max effort, which is similar to what I did today. We'll show you the video clip of that. It can be done as dynamic effort, it can be done as repetition effort, but the reps always need to be short. I really don't suggest going over 3 reps once you get to anything even remotely difficult. Singles and doubles are really the way to go. I would rather see you cut your rest period short before I would see you, pushing for more reps and working anywhere towards failure. This is not an exercise where you want to be forcing things because there's going to come a certain point where you're going to add 5 pounds to the bar and the bar is just flat out not going to move. Should you be wearing a belt? Absolutely. You don't get extra points for going raw on this. Put a belt on, learn how to use it, learn how to drive with those abs to pick you up off the bottom. You don't get extra points for deadlifting without a belt. Nobody really cares except for a few other guys on the YouTubes. Put the belt on, learn how to use the belt on this exercise, so when you go to doing deadlifts, you already know how to use your abs, you know how to use your belt to start you off the floor. So what is it exactly I'm looking for on these chain suspended good mornings? Normally what I do is I'll stand really, really close to the bar, get my belly button under the bar, get my left foot into a position where I want it. I don't want it back here behind the bar. I don't want it too far in front, somewhere directly over the middle. Now I do want my deadlift stance on this. Swing under, get my hands where I want them. I have the bar in a high position for these because it is a strap bar. I get into position, and what I'm looking for here is that you're not like this. I don't want to see quads. I don't want to see you standing up. I don't want to see your back rounded to come up like this. I just want to see something in between the middle. I want you to imagine that you had a deadlift bar in your hands and you were coming up. Let's see if I can set it up a little better on the higher on my neck. I want you to imagine there's a deadlift bar right here and you're coming up. And from here, you're just going to come back and in. That's the way I want you to feel like when you're doing it here. I'm rounded forward a little bit so I don't want the bar to fall off my back. But I want you to be just like a deadlift. You have some bend in your knees, but I want to see vertical shins. I want to see it carry over into your deadlift. So what if your technique breaks down? Well, that's not a big deal. This is a heavy exercise. It's one that if you have mistakes, if you have weaknesses, it is going to show up. You need to video yourself. Video yourself from the front. Video yourself from the side. It doesn't have to be a great video. You don't have to see your face. You don't have to see all the plates and the bands on the bar. What you look at is your body's posture. You need to make sure that the bar is in direct line with your knees. It would be as close to your shins as possible. That your hips are back. That you have a tight arch. Okay? You just want to make sure that your body's position is somewhat correct and very, very similar to what your deadlift would be. What happens if this turns into a really, really slow exercise? Well, that's really what I want you to avoid. I don't want you to make this a very, very slow grinding movement. The chances are I'm going to have you do something that's always going to be sets of 2. If you watch some of the work sets I did today, on some of my sets, the first rep was slow. And I came back and the second rep was fast. What was going through my mind is I made the first rep and I thought to myself, this is slow. Let's go, boy. Pick it up. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And that's what the second rep was. I went down and realized that I had everything correct, but I forgot to add speed. So I had to add that speed. I had to add the aggression. I had to put the attack into it because I want that to transfer over into my deadlift. Well, guys, the church bells are ringing. And that's got to be a great sign. If you're having issues with your deadlift, if you need to deadlift without deadlifting for whatever reason, whether you're getting ready for weightlifting nationals, whether you're having a hand injury, a bicep injury, a shoulder injury, whether you just need a change of pace, maybe the deadlift bar is taken and all you have is a squat rack, or you just want to do something cool, maybe you have some new chain loaders, maybe you have some short bands that you haven't used in a long time, this is a great way to do it. It's a great way to change things up for max effort exercises for a couple of weeks, speed deadlifts for a few weeks. It may stick out, it may show a weakness that you never knew that you had. Get on these, get some video, get busy, watch your deadlift, watch your squat, rise.